Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We have another Verdant beer from Cornwall in England. This one's a collaboration with, I think they're a new brewery called Woodshedding. They're out of the Somerset area. This is called This House Pale Ale. One thing that's pretty cool about this beer is it's all English, like old school hops. It's 4.8%. So on the hot side, you've got Admiral, East Kent Goldings, and Harlequin. And on the cold side, you've got Harlequin, East Kent Goldings, and Admiral. I'm sort of intrigued by it because, yeah, I think it's going to be like a hazy pale, but with English old school hops. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what it smells and tastes like. Pretty cool. And, yeah, from what Adam at Mercy Beers said, I'm pretty sure it was him. He said Woodshedding do like I'm pretty sure he said they do like wild ales and old classic sort of styles. I think that's what he said. But yeah, this is obviously another beer that was given to me by Phil in Norfolk. So yeah, he sent over a big box of beers. Yeah, first beer for the day. It's Sunday lunchtime, so what better time to start? I've got my hashtag proper glassware. A bit dirty. I just had a big breakfast and an orange juice, and I used it in this glass. So cheers to the chat. And yeah, I'll probably do a couple of reviews this afternoon. We'll see how we go. Maybe even a hangout. See how many people are around. Cheers, Evie. Good to see you, mate. I've got to change that pink colour. It's driving me nuts. Where do I go to do that? Here we go. Got to go back to the beloved green. We'll go about that, I reckon. Coolio. That's better. So smaller sort of comments as well. Cheers. Yaska. Yeah, I got my big brekkie, bro. It was awesome. The only thing was, though, is when they delivered it, it was coming by delivery by someone else. And then something must have happened and it got held up. And by the time it got to my house, it was like lukewarm. And then the dickheads put it right in front of my sliding door, as in my flywire door. And I've opened the flywire door and I couldn't get to the bag of food because it was right in front of the door. I'm like, fucking idiots. And the coffee, I had an iced coffee and it like fell over and spilled. I'm like, I paid $7.50 for this iced coffee and I only got half. I should complain about it and get a freebie. The evidence is still on the front porch, like the spilled coffee. I'm just like, fucking leave it there. Cheers, Craig. Awesome, dude. And yeah, I'll have to try that brewery you were talking about. They might even have like an online store or something. Or I might be able to get them through some like New South Wales online stores. Cheers, Yaska. Yeah, I had a late breakfast, Evie. I had it only about probably 2 hours ago, so I'm right as rain. I'm very full. I'm not sure what I'm having for dinner. Probably do a bit of cooking later on when I'm pissed. Cheers, Bill. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, shit ass. They're obviously a lot of the drivers and they're not used to some of the things we have in Australia, like flywire doors. As if you'd sit a bag of food and a drink right in front of the door. Like, just common sense. Like, I tried to do it real easily. Like, it was there and there's nothing else. The only other option I had was to go out the back and walk around the house. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. So I've opened the door and I've just sort of slightly opened it and then pushed it just slightly more so I'd have enough room to get out. And then as soon as I got to that stage, then I just seen the coffee just go boop. Yeah. Hence why they're in that line of work. I mean, not all people in that line of work are dumb, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into this beer. So that's the two logos there. And yeah, it's real weird artwork. I don't know what it is. Very abstract. It's hard to tell. All I can see is a little, like a shed or a house in the background there. Very, very strange. It's almost like dark, like someone was having a bad day when they did this art. So yeah, I am intrigued by the fact that it's got old school hops. It's pretty cool. Let's get into it. Because a lot of the old English hops, they're very like earthy and they're not like real juicy and stuff. It's definitely looking like a hazy pale. Oh, actually, it's fairly clear. Sort of in between, to be honest. So yeah, as I said, Verdant are based in Cornwall, which is southwest England. Somerset. Craig, do you know where Somerset is? You were saying you're originally English, weren't you? You're an English fellow living in New South Wales, is that right? Hopefully I got that right. But yeah, I'm guessing Somerset's probably like close to London somewhere, maybe in the Midlands or somewhere like that. But yeah, it looks like a cider. It's a very sort of very low carbonation, like not much of a head to it, and there, like it's cloudy like a cider. It's sort of the same sort of color as well. So it's like that sort of dark straw. But yeah, it looks very appley. Um, yeah, I'd say light body. And you're out of the beers that Phil sent because he sent quite a few Verdants. Out of the pales and the lower ABV ones, there was only one of this one, I think, whereas the others had two. But yeah, let's have a whiff. I actually get like a sort of like a pear note. It's definitely earthy, like earthy floral. But yeah, it's almost like a pear, prickly pear. Anyone else having a drink at the moment? I know you won't be, Bill. I reckon Bill's probably had a big day at work. Now he's probably yeah, I'm going to say Bill's had a big day at work and now he's probably chilling, playing a bit of guitar or something. Yeah, I don't know what the artwork is, Evie. It's very strange. All I can tell is that's like a house. Then maybe this is like some bush or something, but it's very yeah, like abstract, very just like brush strokes, pretty much, and hard to tell what it is. Yeah, as far as I'm not really getting any base character or anything. I hope the beer's all right. It certainly looks a bit suspicious. Anyway, I'm not picking up much on the nose, so let's go for a taste. Cheers, guys. See, look at that. Looks like a cider, doesn't it? Certainly doesn't look like beer. Yeah. Okay. um, it's very strange. It's extremely earthy. It's got like quite a bit of bitterness on it. It's got sort of like an apple and pear note to it. I'm not sure whether the beer's okay and it just tastes so different because of the hops or the beer's not quite right. It's really hard to tell. It's almost like I need someone else that's tried it before or yeah, it's weird. Very weird one. Cheers, big ears. Because I expected it to taste very different and unusual. So that's why it's like I can't work out whether it's that or it's the beer's been infected, like it might have got air into it or something like that. Just the fact that it's got no like the head disappeared so quickly and it just but like the bitterness and some of the other characteristics of it make me feel it's okay. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. And all I can do is be honest with what I'm smelling and tasting and seeing. But I looked up the ratings for it. Well, I didn't really look up the ratings for it. I just looked it up on Untapped to see more info about the other brewery. And when I seen the ratings, they were pretty low. Like, yeah, not many people have enjoyed this one. So yeah, yeah. And like, there's certainly no damage to the can, or when I opened it, it sounded fine. I mean, it's got carbonation, but it's pretty light. I honestly, yeah, I honestly just feel like it's just a very unusual beer, and that's all it is. I'll see if I can find it on Untapped. And now I don't know where my phone is. Damn it! Yeah, I was going to say look it up on Untapped and see if it says anything about characteristics of the beer. Just bear with me for a tick. Can you guys still hear me okay? think this will work. Yeah, can you see that screen and still hear me? So this is Verdant's website, and this is the beer here. Cool. Yeah, so 4.8% with regenerative malted barley and raw wheat supplied by Woodshedding. We decided to create a beer that works in all formats in the height of summer. It is very pale, crisp, and dry. Medium bitterness and a celebration of some beautiful English hop varieties. Yeah, so just the way they describe that, like it must be right because it's certainly got some dryness and bitterness. And normally, if a beer's not right and it's been infected, you lose the bitterness. And the colour's just, yeah, very odd. Hmm. Back to it. Yeah, one and done sort of thing. Because there has been a lot of people that have requested breweries do like beers like this with old school English hops, just to see what characters you get. And that's probably why breweries don't do them very often, because they taste funny. Yeah, so what I did there, dude, you go up to your on your in StreamYard, you'll go to it says next to where you're located, it'll say present or invite. Then you click on that and you can bring it up so you can share your entire screen so you can scroll through websites and stuff and show people. And that's how I normally do music stuff. I don't think the music stuff works through this one though. I'll have a look because I reckon when I've done music stuff, I've had to use another, like, you know how you have different search engine things, or I don't even think it's a search engine. It's more like you have like Firefox and um, what are they called? All the different Microsoft Edge, all the things that you click on to go onto your internet. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's handy if you're like wanting to show things. It's just you got to be careful with what you show if you're on YouTube because you can get screwed over pretty easily. If you show a video that's got copyright, your stream might get shut down in an instant. Yeah, it's just got such a strange taste to it. So as I said, I feel like it's okay. Like the beer's meant to taste like that. It's just very unusual. But yeah, going into it, I knew it was going to be weird. So it's just very, very earthy. Yeah, you're getting like an apple and a pear sort of note, which is really strange. You don't often get that in beer. Um, yeah, and it's like quite dry and bitter on the finish. There's no sweetness whatsoever. And yeah, the malt is just very light. It's like almost like it's a very watered down sort of beer. There's certainly hop character there more so than malt character. So could I add lemon to it? I probably could, but yeah. Oh, I thought my glass had a scratch on it already. I'm like, I only just got it. It's just filthy dirty. He's done well, Phil boy. Sent some awesome beers, sent me a glass, sent me a couple of prints. Yeah, is that the Australia one? If it's the one to do with like people being pissed off with the cost of living and too much immigration and just shit political decisions, I'm all for it. Oh, good on them for getting stuck into the government for that. It's all the other shit that doesn't really involve Australia that drives me nuts. When they keep holding up traffic and that, and it's like fuck off. If you're that pissed off about your country's shit and you're living in Australia, piss off back home and go sort it out. Stop getting us involved. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I'm sick of that shit. What's the bet? They're all fucking bums or like college students that don't even have anything to do with it. When they're holding up like regular working day Aussies and stuff, it drives me nuts. You'll see some guy get out of a car and just like fucking Barney someone off the road, and it's like, get out of his road. He's trying to get to work. Fuck off. Oh yeah, 31st of this month. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. The government would be all for it. That's why they don't get moved on. Yet if you protest for Australia and against immigration, you get called racist scum, and then they'll try and fuck you off the streets. It's not being racist at all. It's just wanting to live a better life and not getting ripped off. I was watching a thing earlier where a dude's working in construction, right? And because of where he works, he has to pay a shitload in rent. All he wants to do in life is buy his own house. But by the time he pays his rent, all the taxes come out of his pay and his travel and all his expenses and that, he's left with about $150 a week. So he's living paycheck to paycheck. And he's like, how is it that all these other people are able to like afford homes and that, and he's busting his ass doing all this overtime and can't get anywhere? And it's like, that's just the way it is. It is infuriating though when you bust your ass every week and you not feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's like, what's the point of working so hard and you don't have any more money than what you had like 2 months ago? Yeah, it's almost like you want to just pack up and go to another country. Yeah. See, I went to uni and tried to work full time as well as study full time, and it just fucked me. They just pushed it on you so hard when I was younger to either do a trade or go to uni, and I still didn't know what I wanted to do back then, and yeah, I don't know. Once I got into uni, didn't seem like it was the thing to do. I liked all the work experience and the hands-on stuff, but yeah, just all the theory and sitting in lectures, listening to shit that you felt like was never going to be beneficial to your career, sort of thing, just drove me nuts. Especially too if you'd been working all week, it's like it was the last thing you wanted to do. Yeah, it's just the numbers. There's just too many. Our infrastructure can't handle it, and that's what's annoying. It's like people are just pissed off because we don't have enough housing and the cost of living so extreme. They're not. They're not. It's not a matter of not wanting these people to live here. I think most people are accommodating, but yeah, you'll get slandered and called a racist because you don't want the numbers to be so extreme. And then you get stupid comments like that J up above. This one. If you're so welcoming, feel free to have 10 people live at your house and see what you think. They're always mouthing off, but yeah, whenever it comes to like it affecting them, then they'd have a different opinion. Yeah, UK's just like us, same with Canada. All the Commonwealth countries, pretty much like Western Commonwealth countries. Yes. I think Aussies just need to stand up now, and you get called racist. Fuck it, who cares? You're just standing up for your own freedoms and wanting a better standard of living, not having a government that just lets all these other countries fucking walk all over them. That's the worst thing about being an Aussie or pretty much any country in Western culture. They're always friendly and they're accommodating to people, and people take advantage of it. Chinese, classic example. Good call. It was awesome paying $7.50 for about a third of an iced coffee. Really enjoyed it. I should have taken a photo of it and put it as a stream. Don't cry over spilled milk. Yeah. I just seen it there and I thought, "Oh, I'm not walking around the back of the house going all the way around to then walk in my front gate, go up to the door and grab it, especially because I had neighbours across the road having a conversation. I'm like, how embarrassing does that look? And then, yeah, so I thought I'll just slightly open it up and then I should be able to grab it, but it was just right in front of the door. So, Yeah. What am I going to have after this delight? Whatever beer I pick out of the fridge, I think is going to beat this one pretty easy. That's the thing, though. I can't slam it. Like, it's not. It's certainly not a shit beer. It's just very unusual and like a strange method, and that's why it tastes the way it is. I appreciate the fact that they've sort of haven't had a go at it, and yeah, it's that's obviously the reason why people don't make these newer style beers with old hops because yeah, it just there's a reason they're old hops and they're only used in traditional style because they don't work in this. Yeah, I'd just say okay. It's experimental, so good on them for having a try at something. But yeah, it's a no for me. It's not going to work like if they persisted with it. Because I used to always, one of my brewing mates who's a YouTuber, we always used to say to him, because he brews classic English beers, you should make like a big New England juicy beer with old school hops. And I think he sort of thought about it, but yeah, just probably not wanting to dive into it because he probably knew it's going to turn out like this. Beer me. Yeah, exactly. Yep. All you got to do is walk through Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane and that these days. There's way more homelessness than there was like 10 years ago. People just can't afford to. I mean, I work hard, I earn good money, and I still struggle to live week to week. So imagine if you didn't have an income. Like, how the fuck are you meant to pay rent every week? Or even if you've just got like a low income job, or you're like a student or a apprentice. I feel so like what's going to happen to us when we're older? Like, and we can't work anymore and we're struggling for money. Where the fuck are we going to live? Because there's not enough houses to buy, houses we can't afford. It's like, yeah, where's everyone going to rent? I haven't had a crownie for so long. I might have to do a crownie review. It's funny because back in the day, crownies used to be considered like the posh beer. That was sort of the upmarket beer, the beer you'd have if you were going to like a wedding or something. Cheers, Hookster. Yeah, it's nuts in like Philadelphia and some of those US cities. Yep. Yeah, boy. I can recommend you some other WA beers to try, Yaxter. Like ones from up Perth Way and Margaret River and that, if you're sort of on the hunt for other stuff. I could give you a few names. Bintang. Bintang probably just hits the spot in Bali because like Bali's so hot and muggy, and it's like you can pretty much drink anything there that's cold, and it's gonna barely touch the sides. But if you were like, I don't know, somewhere cold and wanting to have a sesh on the beers, I couldn't imagine wanting to sit there and drink 10 Bintang. Yeah. Yeah, there's a brewery, a relatively new brewery in Perth called Found, and I think the F is round the other way in their logo. It's something like that anyway. They're meant to be pretty decent. Rocky Ridge, which is Bustleton, they're pretty good. I think Cheeky Monkey, which is Margaret River. There's actually quite a few in Margaret River. But yeah, Evil Mega Corporation, they're sort of Freo or Perth. It's a guy's side project that works for other side. His beers are unreal, but I think they're hard to get. Cheers, Angie. Fremantle. Frio. Yeah, exactly. Just do what I do, bro. Because you're from a country town like I am, you just get online and you'll find most of these breweries, they're pretty good customer service, and they'll send them to you for a reasonable price. And a lot of them have rewards and that as well. So the more you keep sort of dealing with them, you'll get like, yeah, free stuff or discounts or yeah. Like, no wonder people don't want to drink as much, like, because it's just so fucking expensive. Like, I'm so jealous of Americans. Like, Americans will whinge about the cost of beers and stuff, but they've still got it so much better than us. Give me a case of beer in America for $20 any day over fucking 70 or whatever we pay here. Isn't that right, Angie? Beer's cheap over there. And like whiskey and stuff. Don't even get me started on the cost of whiskies here in Australia. Yeah, in all honesty, dude, I've never had malt liquor before. It's just not something you see here very often. It's a huge market in America, but yeah, you just don't see them in Australia. It must be some sort of like there must be a reason why they're in America, but they're not here. Yeah, for sure. I do. I'm gonna live there. America, baby. I feel like I'm crying. I'm sad. I reckon I got something in my eye yesterday, and it's just been sore ever since. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still sad. Still sad about my iced coffee. Oh, how's this, Angie? You'll like this story. I ordered a big breakfast and an iced coffee this morning around the time you would have been on Craig Street. And yeah, anyway, the fuckwit that's delivered it, she's like put it in front of the flywire door and on the front porch. So I couldn't get it. Like it was right in front of the door, and like it was about this much room in between. I'm trying to open the door just gradually to grab it. But because the iced coffee's right there, I'm like, as soon as I open the door big enough, it's just going to spill. And I opened it and I got it sort of slightly open, but not enough for me to get out. Like, and anyway, I just went a little bit further, and then of course the iced coffee just went boom, and like fucking, I lost like about 2/3 of it. Put in a complaint. I should. I've still got the spilt milk just sitting on the front porch. What I should do is I'll order something else, and it'll probably be the same lady who'll come back and she'll see the milk all spilt there and feel real bad. Yeah. Very unusual, this beer. So if you ever hear anyone ask, why don't they use Old English hops in new styles? Just say, because Sammy tried a beer once and it didn't work. Yeah. So now I've got to try and figure out what I'm going to drink next, or whether I do a hangout. Well, that is the question. It's only early afternoon. I don't have to go to work until about this time tomorrow, so I've still got plenty of time. I don't have a heap of beers, but I've certainly got enough to get a buzz on. Yeah. What time is it where you'd be? Is it 11:36 at night? Just trying to work out what time it was in America. I'm thinking 11:36 where you are, and it'd be 8:36 where Bill is. I think, if my maths is correct. Yeah. I'm a highly skilled South Sudanese um, bum. I would like to move to Australia so I can earn some money being a bum, just sitting at home. It'll be awesome. Yes, inspiration. Yeah. It always makes me laugh, the old Apex game. It was funny, there was a group, a hip hop group of that same ethnicity, and they used to swear that they didn't do break ins and all that sort of stuff. Yet every song they had was about how they storm through people's front doors and hold them up at night. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure you don't do that. Fucking idiots. Yeah, I'm the fucking opposite. I'm getting worse. Yep. It all gets swept under the carpet as well, because you know what it's like. You're not allowed to say what you think in Australia, or you're deemed Racist. So they can just go on and do all they please. Let's take away the machetes. Next minute, not allowed to play cricket or baseball because they're taking away all the bats. So that's where I don't know, like, I know a lot of people hate guns, but at least in Australia, if we had guns for protection, we're not going to have all these home invasions, are we? That's why you don't see in America all these home invasions, because step foot in the wrong house, bang, goodbye. Anyway, enough of this political shit. I just get so worked up. It's good that we're all on the same page. I feel like most people would have the same thoughts. It's just you're not allowed to speak them. Yeah, I'm going to give this beer a score. And yeah, feel free to hit the old thumbs up if you haven't already. And I will decide what I'm going to have next. And if you're still around, come back and join. I'll probably go. That's the thing. I don't want to be too harsh because I feel like they sort of knew what they were getting into and it was going to be a tough one. And I appreciate the fact that they've sort of tried something that's outside the box. So I'll probably say I'll go a 3.75 out of 5. But just if you went purely on aroma and taste and appearance, it's pretty ordinary. It'd be like a early threes, I reckon. But yeah, I appreciate what they've done. So you got to give them a decent score, I feel. So yeah, just as I said, classic example of why they don't use old school English hops in new style beers because they're not strong enough. They weren't sort of bred in those days for the reason that some of these newer ones are. Just very different aroma and flavour. So yeah, it just doesn't work. But yeah, you got to have the occasional weird beer or shit beer on the channel. They can't all be superstars. So yeah, I just put a little drop of beer on my laptop. um, what am I up to? Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah, the artwork's real like it's like someone's having a bad day. I'm gonna draw my feelings. So yeah, either another review coming up or a hangout. We'll see what happens. But cheers, guys. Thanks for popping up on this one. And yeah, if I do another beer, it'll be a better one than that. So we will see you again shortly.